Okay, hello everybody and welcome to this speaking class on Verbling with me, Teacher Amy. Today's speaking class topic is things you want to change about the world. So what is it that you wish you could change about the world? I've got a little article about a guy who really wants us to stop drinking bottled water because he thinks it's one of the worst things that you could possibly do. Do you agree with him? Is bottled water a sin? We're going to use that as a bit of a basis for our discussion today, but also talk about our own ideas. What do we want to change about the world? And perhaps even talk about how we might go about doing that. So, while we wait for everybody to get here, I'm just going to share a couple of links with you to some pages you may find useful. If you're new to Verbling, or perhaps you're new to my classes, you can check those out. The first link I'm going to send there is to my Facebook page. So if you're a Facebook fan or you find Facebook handy as something that you keep checking all through the week, like many of us, then maybe you want to like a few of the teachers on Verbling. And when you check your Facebook, then you'll see their updates in your news feed, and perhaps it will direct you back to studying. You never know. The other link I'm going to share with you is to my Verbling teacher page. And if you're interested in finding out more about a particular teacher, then head to the teacher page and you can find out everything you need to know, and you can also write them a message. So you can check out their timetable, you can book a slot with them either in a private tutoring session or a class, which is what we're doing right now. So that's where you can find out everything you should need to know. Right, with all that behind us, I think we're going to say hello to our students and see how everybody's doing today. So, first of all, hello to David. How are you, David?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How's everything going in general? Is your English going okay?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I hope so.
Hope so. Okay, so it's not definitely going badly, so maybe it's going pretty well.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
And what about the rest of your life? Are you busy at work?
I'm too busy at
too
work.
busy?
Yes, but
So
I
not enough
am.
time
But I am busy also in my personal life with my wife and children, and I'm happy. I can't
Okay.
complain. Yes.
Good. Well, if you're busy but happy, I guess that's good. So, great to hear that. David, the controversial question of the day for you is, do you drink bottled water?
No.
No.
No, because
Is
here
that a problem? Yep.
in Madrid, where I live, our water is pretty good, and I don't need to drink bottled water.
Okay. And what about when you go out or when you, I don't know, are on a trip or something? Do you sometimes buy bottled water?
It depends on the place I visit. For example, in Spain, if I go to the seaside, usually I have to drink bottled water. But
Okay.
in these cases, I prefer to drink beer or wine or
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
holiday after all, right, David? Okay, wonderful. Well, welcome to the class, and it's great to see you. Who else am I going to say hello to? Anna, how are you today?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Nice to see you. How's everything going?
Fine. Today it's holiday here, and I'm having a day off, and I've been enjoying the opportunity to study English a lot.
I love the way you put it, Anna. I've been enjoying the opportunity to study English. That sounds great. Do you drink bottled water, Anna?
Ah, yes, teacher. But not just bottled water. It's because I have a mini fridge in my bedroom, and then I keep some bottles there. But I drink water from the filter.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah, filtered water. So you have your own little filter jug at home? Or do you
In
have a
my
filter on
kitchen,
your tap? Mm-hmm.
in my kitchen, there is a filter, and it also make the water colder. And in my
okay.
home, in my bedroom, I have a mini freeze, and then I keep some bottles of water there.
All right. Gosh, that sounds like a complicated water situation, Anna. But you must always have some nice,
No,
cool, refreshing water to hand, it
it
sounds
is
like.
not complicated. It's because I'm lazy, and
Ah, okay.
I don't want to walk downstairs at the middle of the night to get water.
All
You
right,
know.
fair enough. And you live in quite a hot place, so I can understand it. All right, lovely to see you, Anna. Thank you. Welcome. Ahmed, hello.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Ahmed. How's your English studying going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? No, nothing to complain about?
Just speaking a little bit.
Yeah? Speaking's probably the toughest thing, but look what you're doing. You're here in a Verbling class, so well done.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Ahmed, tell us, what about you and bottled water? Do you drink bottled water?
Actually, all the time. Drinking water here isn't clean.
Okay. Whereabouts are you?
I'm sorry, what?
Where are you?
Saudi Arabia.
All right, so it's important to drink bottled water because you don't have good tap water?
Yeah, of course.
All right, very interesting. The reason why I'm asking you guys this is because we're going to have a brief look at a little article about how bottled water is probably not such a great thing for our planet. But the theme of today's class, if you've just arrived, is things that you want to change about the world. It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be just something tiny, like bottled water, or maybe not so tiny. So have a think about that question as I'm going through saying hi to everybody, because we're going to focus on that in just a moment. Okay, welcome to you, Ahmed, and I'll say also hello to Frank.
Hello.
Hello, Frank. I don't think I've met you before, have I?
Take what?
Have I met you before?
Yes.
We have met before.
No, never.
Oh, okay. Well, very nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Taiwan. Wonderful. Do you drink bottled water in Taiwan or do you drink tap water?
Drink tap water.
Tap water. The tap water's okay?
It's okay.
Not great, but not too bad either. But safe.
Yes.
All right, and what about when you go on trips or out or to uni or to work or something? Do you take a bottle of water?
Yes, I've taken a lot of bottles. I love bottles water.
All right. Wonderful. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Frank, and welcome to the class.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Okay, Ksenia, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How is Russia and how is your English studying going?
Every day, as usual.
Excellent. You're a very dedicated student, Ksenia.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're making some progress?
Of course, for sure. I learn new words every day.
Yeah.
So yes, I have some
Awesome.
progress, I think. Yes.
You have some problems?
Oh, no progress.
Ah, no problems. All right, so you're just going down the road and improving every day. That's good news. All right, so we've talked a little bit about bottled water so far. Ksenia, do you have any things that annoy you about your country or the planet in general that you wish you could change?
In my country?
Anything. Yep, it could be about
Of
Russia,
course.
it could be about... Of course. All right, just one of them then, Ksenia, because it's only an hour's class.
Because I like ride my bicycle, I want a long and great bicycle road for me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to type that one down because that's a cool one. Hopefully the chat box is working. What did you say? A long and wide bicycle path.
Yeah. I'm
Very
sorry, I have a
specific.
question. I hear some echo. And can you It's for me or no?
I'm not sure. Is anyone else having a problem with an echo? Are you wearing headphones, Ksenia?
Yes, yes.
You are? I don't
And now
know.
it's okay. Now, no. When I speaking, I see me twice. I hear me twice, and that's why I couldn't speak very well. I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah, I know it's a bit off-putting. Maybe just check that your headphones are plugged in properly. Sometimes that affects it. Normally it's because your voice is going into the class and then it's being reflected back out at you again. It could be that one of the other students isn't wearing headphones. If you're not wearing headphones, please could you find some and put them on just to make it easier for everybody to listen as a message to everybody. Thank you, guys. Hopefully that will help, Ksenia. We'll test again in a moment. Welcome to the class. Mustafa, how are you?
How are you two, teacher?
How am
Doing well,
I?
thank you.
I'm great, thank you, Mustafa. In New Zealand,
Yeah,
it's Friday, so I'm automatically happy. I
good
like
to know.
Fridays. Yeah, even though I work on Saturday, which is a bit strange, it just still feels like a great day. It's like the weekend is there looming, and I just can't help but feel a bit more cheerful on a Friday. So how's English, Mustafa? How's your English going? Is it okay? Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
I can, but it sounds like it's cutting in and out.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So how are you doing? How's your English?
Okay. I'm doing well, teacher. I'm
Good.
doing well, and my English is good as well. Yeah, I'm attending classes daily, and I attend the classes daily, sorry, and I think I'm gonna reach the fluency level so soon, or as soon as possible.
Wow, well that sounds so positive. I'm very pleased to hear that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, Mustafa. So, Mustafa, tell me, is there anything that you find annoying in your life that you would like to change about either your country or where you live or the world in general?
Yeah, there's something annoying me a lot, a lot, a lot. Like I don't know why people try to involve themselves in situations. That, for example, I if you have like your take a lot of effort to try to force you to believe in my idea or my belief. Just give you an advice, and if you accept it, it's okay. If not, why I care? I don't care anymore. I don't know. Some people try to force other people to believe that, and this is what I don't like most about my my situation.
Oh, right. So that's in a way like a trivial thing and in a way like a very, very kind of significant thing. So good choice, Mustafa. I'm going to put maybe, how shall I summarize that? Perhaps trying to influence other people's decisions, maybe?
Yep.
So would that be about right? People trying to influence other people's decisions. Maybe that's a little bit too succinct for what you said, but just to give us a reminder for later, that's what I'm typing in the chat box. All right, thank you. So we've got bicycle paths and interfering busybodies so far. Let's see what else we've got coming up with Natasha. Hello, Natasha.
Hello, Annie. Hello, guys.
How are you doing, Natasha? How's life?
Oh, thank you. I am fine, and well, I'm working as maybe every day as a rule, so I have had a nice salary for my job. Also, I want to improve my skills, so I'm learning English almost every day, I think.
Wonderful. It sounds like your life is going really well, Natasha.
Yes, I suppose so.
What
But
great
maybe
news.
how? Thank you. But I think that every people want to improve their life, even he lives very well. But how people say we haven't limited for our improving for our life quality. I mean.
Yeah, you can always keep improving. Good point. That's true. But I think it's also good to be able to be content with how things are going right now as well, because then you sort of like, enjoy everything more, perhaps.
Sorry? Yes.
I think you're right in both senses, Natasha. It's really good to keep moving forward, but it's also good to recognize the things that are going well in your life right now so that you can be content.
Yes, I suppose so.
That's just my opinion. All right, so Natasha, is there anything that you find frustrating that makes you cross or a bit angry that you would like to change about general life?
I don't know. General life have had a lot of problems, such as political, economics, but maybe in this case, not only somebody one can improve it. It's maybe have to be solution all population, all citizens of this country. But I want to say that there are a lot of problem with environment, and this kind of problem maybe all people from our world have to decide. And in this case, we have a lot of ways for improving, for example, environment, such as using. I mean that people have to less usage fossil fuels, for example, and more usage such technical inventions like electric car, for example, or solar energy, and so on.
Okay, yeah, good points. So, yes, you're kind of looking at one of the biggest, I would say, sectors or sections or parts maybe of the world. The environment is definitely one that we're facing as a whole, but we need to work on that as a whole too, because it affects all of us, but also it's such a big issue that we can't do it by ourselves. Good point, Natasha. I'm going to put the environment, and I think we all know what that means. So thank you, and welcome to the class. Okay, Martin, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
So
Has it been a good day?
I've just been watching a program where Danish politicians had a debate. We have an election in 2 weeks' time, and I'm just trying to recover from it.
Oh no! Why, Martin? What happened?
Well, I'm not so happy with most of the politicians debating there. It was pretty awful to watch and listen to, I must say.
Oh no! So what particularly was awful about it?
Well, they are just debating 1,000 part of the national budget. So that's what they're discussing all the time. How many billion kroner they have to use for health and how many for this for education. It is just very small amounts they're all the way discussing. So that is what I think I would consider having new politicians if I should have a choice and the possibility.
All right, that's a bit depressing. I definitely have had that experience myself. When you don't feel like you've got much choice between the people who are in the running for power in your country, that can be very frustrating. And I know that some.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
So Martin, what would you choose as your pet hate? The something that you really wish you could change or that would change?
Well, my pet hate at the moment will be the Danish income tax system, I suppose.
Okay. Why?
We have this very nice welfare society, but there's a price for it, and that is very heavy taxes.
All right, and do you feel it's unfair? What do you feel about it particularly?
No, it is, the welfare system is working so that too many people, instead of working, they are just receiving social benefits.
Okay.
And that's really a problem.
All right, so you haven't got enough people working to support those people who aren't working?
No, and it is getting worse, I'm afraid, every year in the future.
All right, I'm pretty sure that Denmark's not the only country with that issue, definitely.
No.
So good choice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. All right, and last but not least, the very patient Ruama? Are you there? And I'm saying your name
Yes,
wrong.
I'm here.
Hello. How do I say your name?
Hello. Ruama.
Okay, Ruama.
As who am I? Yes.
Who am I? Where are you from?
I always make the. I'm from Brazil, but I live in London.
All right, awesome. And how do you find it compared to Brazil? Is it a bit rainy?
Yes, it is, but not really rain. It's like drizzles, and Brazil when rains, tropical rain, so proper rain, and you cannot even walk around. There's people here that don't care about the rain. They just go walking without umbrellas, and I was like, "What's going on?" That's fine.
So it's a little bit of an adjustment for you.
Yes, no, yes. I'm here for 3 years now, but now I need to. But I didn't study English at school here. So, but in Brazil, where I'm from, and there is more American English, and I end up in London. Not a great deal, but I'm trying to learn the accent and the new grammar. Yeah.
All right. Well done for giving it a go and living in another country. What is something that you would like to change, Ruama, about the world?
I'm quite, let's say, drastic in this opinion because I think we should finish with the capitalism.
Okay, end capitalism.
Yes.
All right, why?
Because that's where comes all the greediness, and all the bad things, the marketing of to buy more. That's just useless things that we really don't need. So, but they make us feel that as we need, as we want. So much advertisement on everywhere, buses, TV, internet, that you just think you want to buy things that you don't need, and you don't need them.
So you're almost brainwashed into it.
Yes, and even me, that I'm really conscious about it. I'm in London, so the city of consumism everywhere, Prada, Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, and it's like, but we don't need that thing to be happy. And I think we should live like the native people in Brazil or in Australia, just with the nature, naked around the place. I think they know how to engage with the nature and not destroy it. That's all. I lost you.
Kid is a little bit cold, I think. In Brazil, it's great, I'm sure. But in the UK, there is quite a problem with being naked. I think most of us would just die.
I didn't mean naked. You can adapt. But I mean, naturally, without technology or internet or anything. Imagine back in the day.
Okay.
I know it's not possible. I know it's just a thought, but it would be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's great to have such a diverse range of issues. So I started off just by asking Xenia, and I've asked the rest of you, apart from the first four, so I'm going to go back to you four now and ask you what you would like to change. Then we're just going to discuss the actual possibilities of changing this thing. So Is it possible to change? Are you actually prepared to do anything about it? Is it easy or is it difficult to make changes to these kind of things? So have a think about that while I'm just asking the rest of the students. So we'll go to Ahmed. Ahmed, what is it that you would like to change, if anything?
Maybe politics.
Okay, what don't you like about politics? Are you talking about Saudi Arabian politics or just general?
In general, especially in the Middle East, I don't like the situations that goes around here in these days.
Yep.
All the fighting and bloodshed in Middle East, and here people are divided into different groups, and each group wants to eliminate the other. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that's a biggie. But thank you, Ahmed, and I think it's an important one as well. Anna, what would you like to change?
Teacher. Well, in my opinion, people should be more concerned about the environment, because our world has this craving for consumption, and the government from the whole world hasn't doing enough to face up global warming and these kinds of things. And in my opinion, the world is doomed. One day in the future, people will realize that we cannot eat money, and it will be too late, in my opinion. But one thing that I'd like to bring up is that everyone has this idea that, my gosh, it's not fair, or, oh, it's unfair, you know, and people have to realize that life is unfair. It's not, it has to be fair, teacher, you know?
Yeah. All right, Anna, I have to say, with that particular issue, the environment, I think I must, it's a very difficult one, because you're right, some of the countries who are slower at developing, who haven't used up as many resources as the developed countries, feel that it's unfair, which is totally understandable. But the problem is that if we give everybody the same amount of leeway as the original Western developed countries had, then our planet may blow up before you know, we actually achieve anything more. So it is a really, really difficult issue, and I think that's a really good point you've brought up, so thank you. I'm going to just keep that one as the environment that we already have up there, but you mentioned a very good point. Thank you. David, your turn.
Okay. I'd like to change something that I don't know how to say in English, and I have to show you. Is this kind of trousers. I don't.
You're hilarious.
I don't like it. I don't understand how anyone can wear this kind of trousers, and I'd like to remove all of these trousers of the world.
Okay, go for it, David. I don't know what they're called around the world, but in New Zealand and the UK we often call them harem pants, and I don't know if they have anything to do with that culture, but that's what we call them. So now you know. I must admit they are hideous, and I don't understand how they could be possibly fashionable. Ksenia says they're good for yoga. Maybe they are. But don't they restrict your leg movement a bit, Ksenia? All right, David, thank you for lightening the atmosphere. An excellent choice, I must say. Frank, your turn. Are you there, Frank?
Me?
Yeah.
The one thing I want to change is education. Education.
Okay.
Because bullying is a big problem in our world, and in some countries about 16,000 children stay home and do not go to school because they are often bullied.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And
yep.
being bullied is not a harmless rite of passage or an inevitable part of growing up. So I want maybe some parents needed to teach their children how to communicate well with other children.
Yep, definitely. When you went to school, did you experience bullying, Frank?
I never experienced, but I saw some other students are bullied.
Yep.
Was bullied.
Okay, I think we've all been in contact with that at some point, whether it happened to us, whether we perpetrated it, or whether we just saw it happen to other people. But I think that's a really good one. Thank you, Frank. Okay, so we've all mentioned the things that we would like to change about the world so far, and we've got a huge range of things from like world issues like politics and the environment to fashion problems. The next question I would like to ask you, I'm now going to sort of open this discussion to just general comments, and you're welcome to give each other feedback and respond. So if you would like to talk, just go ahead and we'll try and listen nicely to each other and not talk at the same time. My first question is that if you have one of these issues, which I'm sure we all do, are you actually prepared to do anything in your own life to make an effort from your own perspective to change it? If you are, what is it? And if you're not, why? Why are you not prepared to? What is the reason behind that? So I think this is quite an interesting question because, well, we'll see what you say and then I'll make my own comments. So would anyone like to start off by saying either yes or no, they would like to or they wouldn't be prepared to be involved in changing this?
Well, the worst problem in the world at the moment, I think, is overpopulation.
Okay.
Most of the problems we can see at the moment is due to overpopulation. All the problems in Syria, for example, I think they are mostly due to overpopulation. They were only about 5 million people living there some 70 years ago, and now there are 20 million people. And it's the country is far too small for all those people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a problem. You can't do anything about it. Africa, for example, is going to double their population in the next 20, 50 years.
Yep.
And we are bound to get quite a lot of problems from people trying to get into Western Europe. And already now we have problems like that.
Yep,
and
sure.
I can only talk to friends, and when I sometimes discuss it with the politicians, I can mention that to him as well. But I can't really do anything about it in my own life. It's much worse, this problem, than all this problem with CO2 and heating of the earth.
Yep. All right. Good point, Martin, and thanks for bringing that up. I think that there are some key issues, such as what you've just mentioned, that sort of have a huge effect on pretty much everything else. I think that sometimes, one of the biggest issues is that everything is so interconnected that we have a continuous cycle of issues. And yes, overpopulation is one, and that therefore contributes to environmental destruction, which contributes to other things, and it's a big cycle. So, you say, yes, there's nothing you can do sitting in your lounge, absolutely true, but does anyone want to respond to that? Is there anything that we can do in general? Is there something that we can do together? Is overpopulation a result of bad poverty or lack of education, for example, like Frank was mentioning?
May I?
Yeah.
Well, teacher, it depends on the social class, More poor, more children they have, and when people are not well educated, I don't know why they are not concerned about the future. In a developed country, when there is a recession, people how can I say, give up having children. But in underdeveloped countries, they don't do that, you know. And I don't know why. Maybe education is the root of the problem.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. Anyone else like to respond? No? Okay, I would like to ask Ksenia about your idea of a bike pass, Ksenia, because it sounds like quite a simple thing. In sort of in the big picture, if you look at all the world's problems, you'd think that, you know, having decent bike paths would actually be not that difficult to achieve. What's it actually like in Russia? I know that you seem to be quite a keen bike rider. Is it difficult to ride your bike at the moment?
Yes, it's very difficult. It's a lot of aggressive from the drivers, aggressive from the people who just working because they're afraid of you. I don't know, maybe you can hurt. Maybe they think that I can hurt them, but I'm not ride very fast when there are people near me. And actually, we have one ride in our city, but this ride is used by people, by children. They are drawing some pictures on it, and it's very difficult to use this path. And when you ride near, the people look at you very angry why you are ride so close to them, how you dare to do it. So it's very difficult. I think we, for the start, should change our mind and then change some things.
Yep, for sure. And so what's the attitude of, whereabouts in Russia are you? Are you in Moscow?
Central part, nearby Moscow. It's about 900 kilometers nearby Moscow. So it's very close.
What would you say is the reason why you don't have bike paths? Is it simply just because your local government doesn't prioritize them? Is it because people don't want them? Is it because they're too expensive?
I don't know that it's very expensive. I think it's a small amount of money in our whole budget. But I think, I don't know, the fashion on sport, we have only this summer or previous summer, and maybe in the next summer or in the next summer, I don't know, maybe we have a great bike path, but I don't think so, because we don't have a normal road for cars.
So your roads are bad? Your roads are bad already?
Very bad, yes.
Okay. So it's an interesting issue. Thank you, Ksenia. It's coming sort of, you have to take a step back and a step back and a step back and see why, where the problem is coming from almost. So thank you for that. Okay, I just want to talk about Ahmed. You mentioned politics before. And I think this is something that's, you know, it's basically can be life or death. And at the moment, there are a lot of countries that are experiencing war and massive problems quite near you. So tell us a little bit more about it. And why do you think this is all happening? Sometimes I turn on the news and I just can't even watch it because it's so shocking. How did we get to this, Ahmed?
Actually, I don't know. Everyone wants to be in the position of power. And the victims are the people around them.
Yep, exactly.
So about politics and power.
Is there anything that you think just regular people, whether they live in the country that's coping with a war situation or not, do you think there's anything that they can do, just a normal person like you or me or any of the other students in this class?
I don't know. Either you get involved in this war, or you should leave the country.
Okay. And are there positive ways that you can think of to assist the situation?
I don't know about this.
All right. Would anyone else like to respond? Because this is kind of a serious massive issue at the moment, and you know, it doesn't seem like it's getting any nearer to a resolution from what I can tell. Would anyone else like to comment?
Yeah, I want to comment.
Sure.
Okay, I think, teacher, each one of us, please, we can. I don't know. I agree with you. Like, we cannot do like a lot of things, something like remarkable, but we can do at least this thing. Like, each one of us must teach or make the other one like understand. Like, we all share maybe the same idea, the same belief, especially if we are like in the same like religion. We don't have like, if we disagree about something, we cannot like make the other side is like enemy or few or full, something like that. So we have to educate people. We try to educate people as more as I can. And if we see like someone like preachers, for example, these people who speak like that to other people in media, something like that, in mosque, for example, if we see them like talk in controversial topic and talk about bad thing about the other people or about other parties or religion, that because and that's lead to convince people to call the other one their friend, their I don't know, their other side. We see that and like to educate, try to educate my friend, the people I know, try to make him like feel comfortable. This is only thing like normal. The differences are normal. This is not a big deal. Something like that. We have to believe in this. Like not make some difference make us like an enemy and like one people kill one brother kill his brother, like each one kill his other people. Like this is like not a good way to deal with the situation, especially we are like in a critical situation here in the Middle East, and some parties, some who's know, some countries try to have a benefit from all of that, like make a problem from nothing. If we like just understand and educate ourselves, some people try to educate themselves, no problem. Like we can solve all of that controversial topic that happened. We cannot fight on religion or something like that and kill people about nothing. Like just because he's different with me in some idea, I will kill him. And this is not a good way. I don't know. This is my idea.
Okay, thanks, Mustafa. I happen to agree with you 100%. I think, you know, with so many, if you think about a class, we've only got 10 people in this class, including me, and we already disagree on lots of things. So when you multiply that by the number of people in the world, which is rapidly expanding, there's never going to be a time when we all agree. So we need to come up with some way that we don't mess up everything just because we don't agree. And I think that's a really key thing, personally. So thanks for sharing. I'm going to go to Huama.
Hello.
I would like to ask you, Huama, how do you think, because you mentioned capitalism a few minutes before, and I wanted to ask you, do you think that money is, why did you choose this? Because obviously this is like a very money-related issue. And you mentioned that we've got like this obsession about buying stuff, and I agree with you. I think that it's really unnecessary. How do you think changing this aspect of ourselves could work? Do you have any idea about it, or do you have any thoughts about how we could actually try to improve the system that we're currently using?
Well, me personally, I don't have an idea, but there are few theories now from some clever people that they have ideas how to make the world work without money.
Yeah.
I need to read through, study a lot before I say something. What they say, because it's quite complicated. But in the end, deep inside, was the mankind which created the capitalism. So I don't think the mankind will change, because not change the capitalism, is change the mindset.
Yep.
So if you don't change the people, if you don't convince the people to come on board of your new idea or anything, you can't change anything.
Good point.
It's not like
Very
let's
good
finish the capitalism. You need to convince people to come on board. And what we can do about it, well, we can't do much, because what I believe is to win the system, you need to get in the system.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, for example, I don't like capitalism. I don't believe that's the best way to live in a world. But I need to get in it. I need to make money from it, and then I need to help people with the money I get from, because that's how the you know what I mean. Without money, you can't open a website to spread your thoughts.
Yep.
You can't be, even to convince people, you need to market in the same market they use to wash our brain, to buy things. It's the same market I need to use to convince you that's not good. So it's kind of crazy stuff. It's next level of conversation and dialogue about philosophy and everything.
Yes, it's absolutely true. All right, very good point.
I think that.
Yeah, were you going to say something else? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No.
All right, wonderful.
No.
Okay. So yes, I think you make a very good point that actually, in order to change something, it's like you almost need to embrace it first. You can't just fight against it, and maybe fighting is one of the problems that we have. That is the result that causes us so many issues. Maybe, we're a bit. I think basically we're all humans, and when you talk to an individual human, not many people are going to say, yeah, let's kill everybody, woohoo, war, oh, let's pay for loads of stuff and buy loads of stuff so that there's loads of poor people over there that don't have any food. No one actually does that consciously or on purpose, but it's the way that we've set our systems that results in that. And now we need to just mention briefly the very important issue of harem pants. David, my question for you is, are you prepared to do anything about changing this terrible fashion crime?
I think I will start in my house.
Yes.
Here, these kind of pants are forbidden. No one is allowed to wear these pants. And I'm trying to convince all my friends and family to burn this kind of pants. And I think the best way perhaps is it could be an expensive way, but we can buy all of these pants and then burn all of them. I think it could be the best way to finish the problem.
Okay, now David, to me that seems like quite a violent solution, and also there seems to be a big problem with that. How are you going to raise the money? Do you think that you will have enough supporters to donate to your fund for burning all harem pants?
I think I can create a web page, and I think in the world perhaps there are many people like me. And
okay. Yeah.
Yes, I think.
I would like to mention actually that you are obviously a guy, and you seem to have very strong opinions. Are there any girls in this class who actually like these harem pants? Because I think it's mostly girls who wear them, isn't it?
I have to confess.
Ksenia, go for it.
I have one in my wall. So I'm afraid of it now. But it's for yoga.
It's for yoga.
It's for yoga. Yes.
So, David, are you prepared to accept that if they're only worn for a certain physical activity like yoga, that they're okay or not?
Yes, if you have a license of yoga player, you can wear these pants.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. To be honest, I think they're just comfortable. Yes, they do look pretty hideous, but we as girls have to wear lots of uncomfortable clothing pretty much all the time. I think boys get to wear much more comfortable clothing, so if we wear the odd weird thing, I think you should give us some slack, David, okay?
why are women nowadays still wearing high heels? I thought some 20, 30 years ago, where you have freedom for women and you had quite a heavy movement in the 70s, I thought that then the high heels had to go. But now they are, I think, they are higher than ever now. I can't really understand why is it happening. I haven't talked to women who feel it's nice to wear high heels, but most of them will say, well, we're bound to do it because you're supposed to wear high heels when you are going to a party or whatever.
Very interesting point, Martin. Would any of the girls in this class like to respond? Natasha, we haven't heard from you.
Yes.
I'll just see if Natasha wants to say anything first of all. Are you there, Natasha?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you wear high heels?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Can you repeat one more, please?
Yeah. Do you wear high-heeled shoes?
Wow, no. I prefer only sports shoes. When I was younger, I liked high heel shoes and wear some time of shoes a lot of time. But nowadays I prefer more cozy shoes. So I like go for a walk and I do it a lot. So in this case, I like use some different kind of shoes, especially sports, like and sneakers, for example. I don't know. I think that it's more healthy and and maybe more beautiful.
All right, that's a nice way of putting it. They're more healthy, therefore they're more beautiful. Interesting. David, look, I think he's already set up his website, so if you want to join that after this class, David, you might have converted a few people. Just before we finish, we've got a few more minutes. I'm going to give you the link to a little website which has a list of things which is called the top 10 things to think about if you want to change the world. Now, there's a big list of stuff on here, but what I'd like you to do is click on that link if you can. If you can't, then I'll just share it. Sorry to override your website link there, David. Here we go. This is the top 10 things according to this particular person, Michael Angier. I would like you just to scan over this article and see if you can find a point that you could respond to in relation to your particular pet hate. So it might be politics, like with Martin or Ahmed. It might be education, like with Frank. It might be harem pants, like with David. Just have a look at one of the over these points and see if there's one that you can relate to yours. So once you've found one, let me know and tell us what you think about it.
I just have a quick read through.
Yeah,
and the last one for sure is the best.
Okay.
In order to change things, you have to change. So I think before you point anyone else to do better or best, you need to do it for yourself first.
Okay.
That's the main thing. I think if everybody thinks like that, stop judging the next person and try to fix yourself first.
Yep.
It would be great.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Ahmed was saying before, and I agree 100% with that too. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, teacher, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I just read it like if you want to, all of change that happened as a result of courage and commitment of individuals. Like for example, by the way, we had this model before here in my culture. We had a courage history man, religious man, like he stand before against the injustice, and he put his life and his family life in order to prove that the other side are wrong, and he stand against the injustice. Okay, So for example, for us, like right now, do you have the ability, if you see something wrong, to see this is wrong and this is right, even though if you say that your life maybe would be in danger. So if we have this ability, we can change, we can do something. It's my idea.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mustafa. Yeah. And I think when you have a particular person like the people in this list, that for me is very inspiring, because they are individuals who, yes, they didn't do it by themselves, but they did do, they made an amazing contribution. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else want to respond? No? Anna, are there any of those points that you feel are quite handy to remember?
No, thank you.
No? Anyone else? All right, well, perhaps you guys would like to think about those, or read them in a bit more depth later on, and have a think about maybe, you know, being as proactive as David is in changing his problem about the world. Maybe you'll open a website, you can share it with us, and perhaps we'll sign up if we believe as strongly in getting rid of high heels or harem pants or building bicycle paths. But thanks all of you for participating. It was a very interesting topic to hear all your points of view today, such a wide range of issues. I hope you have a really great day. I may see some of you in my next class. If you'd like to practice your writing, then come along. If not, have a good evening, morning, or day, wherever you are, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Yeah,
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.